Hey everyone, today we're gonna make Chinese style baked fish. It's one of my favorite dishes. It always hits the spot and it always delivers. So to begin with, we're gonna start getting some ginger prepped, and one of the things I like to do is actually use a spoon and scrape the skin. Some people use peelers or a knife and you waste too much. So just scraping it gets that outer layer off, and then the piece of ginger root is ready for you to go ahead and slice thin. So I want to go ahead and take some very thin slices out of that piece of root, and then I'm going to shingle them. And instead of going, a fat stack, if I shingle them, it gives me more control, but it also sets it up so I can just go really quickly through and slice up all those pieces into julienne. Next thing we're going to do is get our foil ready for the baking process. And I'm really generous with the foil because I want to have plenty to work with. Go ahead and spray it with some pan release just to ensure that the fish and the ginger doesn't stick. And then I'm going to put a little bit of ginger on the bottom. It does two things. It's going to flavor the bottom of the fish, but it also further acts as a barrier from the fish sticking to the foil. We'll take our fillets here. In this case, I'm using monchong, which is really delicious local fish. And then we'll just put them in a layer next to each other. We'll sprinkle some more ginger, hit it with a little bit of garlic salt. And if you don't have garlic salt, don't worry, use regular salt, that's fine. And then Chinese parsley or cilantro. Now, a lot of people don't use the stems, but this is perfectly fine for using because the stems are tender. If they were woody, they wouldn't be so good, but these are actually perfectly edible. Sprinkle some on the top, and then we've got green onions. I'll quickly chop some, and then we'll sprinkle those over the top. Before we put it in the oven, we're going to put a little bit of meat in. And then we'll go ahead and prep this for oven. We basically want to fold this up like a little pouch. You're trying to seal this up so that what happens is when you put it in the oven, the moisture that is in the foil creates steam and helps to cook the dish. We're all set. We're going to go into the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Right before it's getting ready to be done, I've got my oil, my vegetable oil and sesame oil mixed together, and then I'm going to bring it up so that it gets to smoking point. Putting our dish into a display or a serving platter. Look at that. Look at that steam, and the smell is just amazing. All of that flavor is coming together. I want to put some more fresh ginger on there to brighten up the dish again. And then we're gonna put more Chinese parsley. It's funny, I didn't used to like it so much when I was a kid, but now I can't get enough. Okay, sizzling oil is hot, and here we go. Perfectly done. Now we're just gonna go ahead and finish this. I have some shoyu or soy sauce. We'll drizzle some over the top. Kind of just go to taste, and then we'll garnish it with some more green onions and a little bit more cilantro. One of the key sort of foundational dishes that everyone eats in Hawaii is, Chinese style fish, and typically it's steamed. And for the longest time, when I was gonna make it, I would have to figure out how to steam this thing, and it was very complicated, etc. And you go and try different places, and some are better than others, and some are just too oily, and some it's too much shoyu. And so the recipe that we put together for you is something that's super easy. It doesn't have to use a steamer, but you're getting the benefit of steaming by wrapping it in foil. If you have a casserole dish, you can do the dish and cover it with foil, and it makes it a little bit easier. But the foil thing is great because you don't really have to have a special pan for this, and then again, you don't have to do the whole steaming thing. So the key to make this delicious is don't be afraid to use cilantro, don't be afraid of the green onions, and don't be afraid of the ginger. Like, put it all on there. Worst case scenario, you can scrape it off, but all of that flavor just really makes this really delicious. And I will put a little bit extra meat in when I make this. I always put a little bit of extra of the oil on there because that becomes the sauce, and it just tastes amazing on rice. Try the dish. It's one of those things that you can really do at home during the week. When you're pressed for time, but still have a really great restaurant quality dish. Here's that sauce. Look at that. Amazing. Put some of it on the rice. It's quick, it's healthy. You know, what more can you ask? For more recipes like this, visit us at foodland.com.